What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I had to check back with my guy Sam from Exploring the Foreign. Had a new video, and my guy, if y'all haven't seen, I got the opportunity to interview Sam, and man, great conversation. Y'all definitely got chat. Man, this guy is a great person. Definitely enjoying his experience living in the Netherlands. And it's just amazing. It's very amazing. So y'all just gotta hear his story, his portion. And of course, keep checking out his channel, man. He got some good stuff, good content out here. But we here with Dear Dutch people. Don't take this for granted. And there's a lot of things, especially since I've been learning about different countries. And it's like, wow. Like, even as a youth, I definitely wouldn't even have that mindset to take certain things for granted that I did. So we finna check it out, see what it's about. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send out those recommendations.
Dutch people, we need to talk. As someone that's been living here in the Netherlands for the past few years, I definitely recognize there are things that should not be taken for granted in this country. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand when you're from a country, there are just certain things that are just normal, things you're just used to, and it's hard to really be aware, to be appreciative for these different things. Sometimes you just need an outside perspective to make you aware. And that's what I'm here for. So, I know you may be wondering now, what are these items that Sam's talking about that can't be taken for granted here in the Netherlands? Don't worry, I wouldn't make you wait. If you're taking this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this,
Okay.
or this, or this for granted.
Let me see, let me go back, because I'm probably in the way.
Or this, or this, or this for granted.
Let's see, I'm probably in the way, but maybe y'all can see that. Hopefully I slid the right way, you know, but we got little societal pressures to have more convenience, safety, cleanliness, public transportation, good roads, the tap water. Hey, water is important. I've been drinking my water lately, Sam. I've been drinking my water, and government assistance. These are definitely some good things. You can't take for granted. Especially that water.
Stick around for the conversation. All right, first thing I want to talk about in terms of things you should not take for granted here in the Netherlands is a lack of societal pressure to have more. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, in the US, you feel this pressure to have more, whether more in your bank account, the latest car, bigger home, more in your career, etc. And that's a lot of pressure to live with in your lifetime. Whereas I feel like here in the Netherlands, people are more content with what they have, they live more of a modest lifestyle, and they focus more on friends and family. You know, in the US, we have this phrase called keeping up with the Joneses. Which basically means when you're trying to have everything to keep up with everybody else.
That is a fact. And like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, it may be safer. I mean, me personally, I have a nice car, you know, people thinking up-to-date car for sure. But it's a car I've been wanting since I was 19. Didn't get it till I was 25. So, you know, I just worked for it. But if I didn't have the type of car I had, if I probably had, you know, a used car that was from the 90s or early 2000s, people probably, instead of looking at me like, oh, he got his own, people would probably be thinking, dang, he's struggling. It's hard over there for Dar. Life is getting tough for Dar, man. Look what he driving in, you know. But people will judge you off the things that you have or don't have. And he mentioned keeping up with the Joneses. Hey, I've been hearing that since I was littler. Keeping up with the Joneses, you want that just because they got it. No, you can't afford it, but you want it. It's crazy.
And I feel like a lot of people definitely fall into that lifestyle, and you should definitely be appreciative if you don't have to deal with that.
Facts.
Now, the next point I want to talk about in terms of things that should not be taken for granted in this country is convenience. I don't think Dutch people realize how convenient some of the things are in this country. I mean, for my people in the US, they have a thing out here called your BSN number, which is like your social security number. And with that, you just provide that to any kind of like administrative task you're doing. You give them that number, and they're able to pull up all your information. At one point, I went to the orthodontist to get the Invisalign. Shout out to the orthodontist, I'm really happy with my teeth. But I gave them my number, and right away, they're able to see all my insurance information and all that without me providing anything. In the US, you really have to do all these things one by one. You have to like provide them all the information. But out here, it's just made so simple. There's also this app that you could just log into called your DigiD.
Did I see that? I know I did the one in Denmark. I forgot what it was called, but they have one in Denmark. I did that video.
I forget the name of it. But basically, with that app, you're able to log into like all your different like administrative things just through an app. It's really, really cool. Oh, we balling her back.
Ooh, hey.
We're back. All right, point number 3 I need to touch on is safety. Here in the Netherlands, it's a really, really safe country. Now, I know for people here in the Netherlands, there may be areas that they'll be like, oh no, this is not that safe. I got news for you. If you think some of the places here in the Netherlands aren't safe, you wouldn't make it a day in some of the neighborhoods in LA
That's a fact.
or Chicago or New York.
That's very true. And, you know, even where I live, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, but they ain't rough. But what I've seen in LA, like Chicago and stuff, definitely got it can't compare. Can't compare at all.
City. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously things happen everywhere in the world. I'm not trying to say nothing can happen to you. But in general, the safety here in this country is top notch, for sure.
Good.
Now, time for the next point, and that's how clean it is here in the Netherlands. You know, in the
clean.
US, any major city that you're in is gonna have a lot of filth, a lot of trash. You think about
Facts.
LA, New
York
York,
for sure.
San Francisco, etc. Like these cities, I'm sorry to break it to you, but these cities can be filthy. Now, I'm here right now in Amsterdam, and this is, compared to
nice
most
out
cities,
there.
such a clean city. And the other parts of the Netherlands, the more low-key neighborhoods and more low-key cities,
It looks so peaceful and calm out there. Maybe that's the vibe I'm getting.
are so clean. And that's something that I really appreciate. You know, I never understood like why people like to throw trash on the streets. Like, why do
Careless.
that? And luckily here, that's just not a thing that's very common for people to just really trash a city. Now, don't get me wrong, there are places here that may have some trash and it may get a little dirty, but in general, the country is very clean. It was very common for me growing up to see lots of trash on the highways, you know, in California, or just having very filthy areas, a lot of homeless people. I don't mean to talk down to homeless people, but just being honest,
it's a lot.
that was very normal for me. So coming here, it's like literally a breath of fresh air. Just popping in here real quick to say, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment.
For
Thank you.
sure.
Now, point number 5 is the public transportation here in this country. As you see behind me, it's very good, very on time, very clean, just very reliable.
See, on the sidewalk?
There's been some recent problems with strikes and everything.
Oh,
so
dang.
maybe it's not the best time to make this point, but in general, public transportation.
It's still better than here in the States, you know. I don't know what the strikes are for. I might need to look into that, see what people are strike for, the public transportation system. What's going on?
Here in the Netherlands is very good. You don't need a car. I mean, we have a car, me and my girlfriend, but it's just mainly for her. I never use it. Actually, I don't use it at all because it's manual.
Hey, I'll get a bike.
I only know how to drive automatic, but that's besides the point. I get by perfectly fine just using public transportation here in this country. It gets me to all the different places throughout the country. Matter of fact, I did that whole week in the Netherlands trip, as you may see on my channel.
I'm gonna have to check
all
that
public
out.
Transportation. So very reliable. That's definitely something that should not be taken for granted here in this country. Now, Dutch people, what you definitely don't want to take for granted are the roads here in this country.
That's a nice car.
Now, once again, growing up in California, you would be so surprised to see some of the roads that I've driven on in my life.
Facts.
I'm talking holes on the street.
I can show y'all a street right now. The road's been bad probably since I was little, and they still bad. But in my neighborhood, they fix the roads every year. I don't understand it. I mean, I know the tax dollars and stuff paying for that, but it's just sad. It's just sad that they'll let one place go bad and keep up on the other places. Like, take care of the whole town. Take care of the whole town.
Dips where your car is just like smashing down, just really uneven. A lot of bad roads. That's something that I was used to growing up driving in. But coming here, I noticed that the Dutch definitely take care of their roads. So
Very
that's something
smooth.
that's very nice to have, reliable roads. Don't take this for granted. All right, next item for me to talk about that you should not take for granted is a tap water here in this country.
Is that a
You know,
water
growing up,
fountain?
For me, it was very common for me to ask people when going to their homes, hey, is this water safe to drink? But here in the Netherlands, you typically don't have to worry about that at all. They have some of the safe, some of the best tap water to drink, no matter where you're at. For example, out in public, next to this thing.
Wow. That's an interesting water fountain right there. But the tap water, me personally, when I was littler, like, especially at my grandma's house, if y'all go outside, y'all stay outside, you know, don't be running in and out the house. And this what happened. So if we were thirsty, wanted some water, we either go to my grandma's house, or if we around the block, go to our friend's house. On the side of the house, we'll get their water hose, or turn the little faucet outside, and we'll drink that water. That's how we used to survive outside. I don't know if that was safe enough. We just used to run in, let it get cold a little, then we go to work on the on the side of the road with the water hose. But I don't see kids doing that no more. I don't know if it's safer these days, but hey, we made it. Me and most of my friends, we were great athletes and all that stuff. So, but this is interesting.
Liquor. All right, we're gonna finish this video with this beautiful sunset, beautiful background here behind me. And the last one I wanna talk about is the government assistance here in this country should not be taken for granted. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs. I know people probably comment and critique what I say about this, but I would say one thing that I have seen and what I've experienced is that you'd be very hard pressed to get left behind in this country. You rarely see homeless people out here. That's something that obviously people are paying for with high taxes in this country. But in general, it just seems like everyone, for the most part, is able to have just like kind of their basic needs met.
That's good.
Once again, I'm trying to be careful what I say about this because I know people are gonna rip this apart like, no, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But compared to the US, your basic needs, the assistance you get from the government is way, way better than what you would experience back in the US. Once again, I know you're paying for this as well with higher taxes in the country, but I think it definitely gives a lot of people peace of mind knowing that if it comes down to it, they'll get some of the help that they may need. All right, that was my list of things to not take for granted here in the Netherlands. Hope you enjoyed the video. For my Dutch viewers out there, let me know if this kind of made you realize, like, oh wow, okay, yeah, we should be thankful for these things, or we should not take this for granted. Or maybe these are things you already weren't taking for granted, and this video was just pointless. Who knows? But I just feel like these are things that were worth pointing out to make you guys realize, like, hey, this is pretty good that we have this. And for anyone that's not from the Netherlands but now lives in the Netherlands, let me know if there's other things that you want to point out that are like, whoa, this should definitely not be taken for granted based off of where you come from and what you've experienced here. Now, stay tuned for the next video, as I always say. Peace.
This was good. This was good. This was real good, man. Like I said, we really can't. You really can't take those things for granted. As I started watching these videos and stuff, I always seen here in the States growing up, people complain about taxes, and like even now for the schools, like they want to build new schools for the kids and stuff, and gonna make our property taxes and all those things go up. But you see so many people complain like, hey, why? Because when it comes to those certain things, nobody really has a control that they think. Like our property taxes are going up, but the people that's over these schools, building these schools, it's a lot of controversy, type of thing. But definitely can't take that for granted. Definitely can't. Because at this point, like just the 10 months, it's been 10 months, I believe, almost, because I think I started this channel in January. The 10 months that I've had this channel, I really start seeing, especially later on, that paying higher taxes would be better just because it can benefit you more. It benefits you more. And as y'all know, I had that knee surgery and stuff like that. That hurt. That hurt my pockets. That hurt my pockets a lot. But I've been maintaining and stuff like that. But those are things that you really, like what he just said, like even if they're big or small, you shouldn't just take those for granted. I definitely agree, man, because it's different. I try to live a good life out here, but when life happens, you just wish you had something to fall back on, type of thing, but definitely enjoy this, man. Y'all make sure y'all give Sam a subscribe. Hey, hit that like button. That's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.